Imagine that when Blue, a domesticated macaw from a small town in Minnesota, meets the fiercely independent Jewel, he embarks on an adventure to Rio de Janeiro with the bird of his dreams. In Rio de Janeiro, traffickers capture baby macaw Blue and smuggle them into the United States. While driving through Moose Lake, Minnesota, the truck carrying Blue accidentally drops Blue's crate on the road. A little girl, Linda, finds the bird and lovingly raises him. 15 years later, Blue is a domesticated, intelligent, flightless bird living a comfortable life with Linda, the bookstore owner. Out of the blue, clumsy Brazilian ornithologist Tulio visits Linda and explains that Blue is the last male of his species and that he has a female named Jewel in Rio de Janeiro. He invites Linda to take Blue to Rio so that he and Jewel can save their species. Linda travels with Blue and Tulio to Rio de Janeiro, and they leave Blue and Jewel in a large cage at the institute where Tulio works. While having dinner, smugglers break into the school and steal Blue and Jewel to sell them. Linda and Tulio search everywhere for Blue, who is chained to Jewel and hidden in a slum. Meanwhile, Jewel and Blue escape from their captors and befriend a group of birds who help them get rid of their chains. It's carnival, and the smugglers and evil cockatoo Nigel have no intention of giving up on Blue and Jewel and chase the birds through the crowded streets. Did you imagine that? Well, that's what we'll see in short. And so our story begins when in Brazil, several exotic birds are smuggled out of the country. In Moose Lake, Minnesota, a crate containing a baby male blue macaw falls off a truck and is found by Linda Gunderson, who names him Blue. However, Blue is flightless and is ridiculed by two Canada geese named Chloe and Alice, who frequent the outside of Linda's bookstore. One day, ornithologist Tulio Monteiro invites Blue and Linda to Rio de Janeiro on the condition that Blue, who is the last male of his species, mates with a female macaw. Linda agrees and they fly to Rio, where Blue meets a red-crested cardinal named Pedro and his yellow canary friend Nico. At Tulio's aviary, Blue meets Jewel, a fiercely independent blue macaw who longs to escape. The macaws are captured by Fernando, an impoverished boy, and a sulphur-crested cockatoo named Nigel, who work for a group of smugglers led by Marcel. And so our story. Nigel tells the macaws that he promised to smuggle exotic birds after a parrot replaced his role on a TV show. Blue and Jewel quickly escape from Nigel and flee into the jungle. Fernando meets Linda and Tulio and tells them that Marcel forced him to capture birds before cooperating with the two to find Blue. Meanwhile, Blue and Jewel meet a Toco toucan named Raphael, who offers to take them to his bulldog friend Louise to remove the chains from their legs. He attempts to teach Blue to fly before the three meet Pedro and Nico. Nigel hires a horde of thieving marmosets to capture Blue and Jewel. Pedro and Nico take Blue and Jewel to a Rio de Bird-style party where they perform as a duet, but are attacked by the marmosets. Now their bird friends fight them off, then the five flee. Linda and Tulio are taken to the smugglers' hideout. Marcel explains that he will use the Rio Carnival to capture Blue and Jewel. Meanwhile, Blue and the others meet up with Louise, who frees the chain holding Blue and Jewel using his slime, and the two macaws decide to go their separate ways. When Blue and Raphael learn from Pedro and Nico that Nigel captured Jewel, they race to the carnival to rescue her, while Linda and Tulio stage a rescue attempt for the birds who rip you off on the idea of Tom and Jerry and Lottie Dottie Chicken. And of course, while Linda and Tulio pose as dancers in blue macaw costumes, Marcel uses Nigel to capture the birds. And at this point, aboard Marcel's short SC-7 Skyvan, the macaws free the captive birds, but Nigel injures Jewel. Blue uses a fire extinguisher to send Nigel into the plane's engine propeller and the smugglers flee. Unable to fly, Jewel falls out of the plane and into the ocean. Blue jumps out of the plane to rescue her and discovers he can fly after Jewel kisses him. Later, Linda, Tulio, and Fernando heal Jewel and organize a sanctuary to protect the jungle from the smugglers. Blue and Jewel raise 3 chicks together and celebrate with their bird friends. Nigel is ridiculed for his feather loss by the marmoset leader Morrow, and the smugglers are sent to jail. And this is how this flying story full of birds, rivers, and smugglers ends. And if you liked the video, subscribe, share, and leave your like. This is the end, or not.